Waiting for my guest to come on. Hi, hello, Dr. Sharina. How are you? We're both on.
Good evening, Catherine. How are you doing? Or should I say good morning to you, for you?
Actually, it's good afternoon. So I am located in
Of course it is.
just south of Los Angeles in Laguna Beach, and it is noon here. And Dr. Sharina Balaratnam is in Beaconsfield, which is in just outside of London, UK. So what time is it there?
So, Catherine, good evening from us here. It is 8 o'clock in the evening, British time, British summertime, and it is so great to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me to be part of your Instagram Live this afternoon.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sharina. So before we get started, I just wanted to remind everyone to answer a question, you can use the little icon at the bottom with a little question mark to ask us any questions. And we will try to get to as many questions as we can, but we do have quite a bit to cover today as well. So if we don't get to your question, please don't be alarmed because we have a PR team standing by. You don't see them, but they're here just watching and they're noting all of your questions. So if we don't get to it, rest assured that we will answer it either directly to you or we will answer it during the next Go Live Q&A session. So Dr. Sharina Balaratnam, today we will be talking about must-have products for the summer. And I have to say it's so ironic because you see I usually wear white, black, or gray, and I am dressed really bright because it's summertime. I'm even wearing bright lipstick. And I have to say this is probably one of the darkest days. It practically looks like it's going to rain here in LA. So it doesn't normally, you know, should be a really beautiful day, but June can be kind of iffy. So it's very dark here, but hopefully my outfit and the tools behind me are brightening it, making it feel very summery. How's the weather there in London?
Well, I have to say, Catherine, for the last few weeks, it's been incredible. We have had so much sunshine. It's been beautiful. Tonight, on the other hand, we're having a quintessential, slightly gray British day. But I know confidently that summer is going to come about. But I just want to say you look absolutely stunning. You're glowing as always. And yeah, your background, those tulips look incredible. I'm seeing all these amazing comments down here. And it's so great to see so many people logging on. So I just want to say hello, everyone. Great to see you.
Hello, everyone. So let me start by introducing Ms. Sharina Balaratnam. So Ms. Sharina Balaratnam is a surgeon and a cosmetic doctor. She's also the medical director of the S-Thetics clinic, located just outside of London in a beautiful area in Beaconsfield. And they just celebrated their 5-year anniversary. And I have to say this is so special for me because I've known now Ms. Sharina Balaratnam for a few years. And I was really impressed when I went in to visit her clinic. Not only is it in a beautiful location, but the clinic is very beautiful. But also, you know, from the moment that you walk in, you just get this sense that you are going to be really well taken care of, that you are going to receive the best treatment. And also Ms. Balaratnam's approach, very comprehensive approach to treatment, which is, you know, very, it's something that should be done by everyone. So that is something that really stood out to me. And now Ms. Balaratnam has become our ambassador. She has also become a very dear friend. And so it's been just a great relationship. And I am so thrilled that you are here and that we're doing this together.
Me too, Catherine. Thank you so much for your kind words. And, you know, I feel so blessed to be in the line of work that I am in aesthetic medicine. I feel so grateful that you took the time to come and visit us at S-Thetics in Beaconsfield. And, you know, I really welcome all of the feedback that you've given me over the years, and I value all of that. So thank you so much for your time. You know, one of the things I also want to say is when you came to the clinic, we were also blown away by how much we learned from you that day, because I know you came and you shared with us the knowledge on the brand new Protégé Peel that you brought to the UK at the time. And we were so delighted that you selected us to be the launchpad clinic of Protégé Peel at the UK in that time. So thank you. I can't wait for you to come back and see us again one
Me
day. We
too.
have
I know.
to.
I'm dying. I miss travel so much. I would love to be there right now. I would really love to be anywhere, but we are here. It is what it is, and we're just all making the best out of it. But nevertheless, it is summertime, and many people are spending a lot more time outdoors. And even with the whole lockdown, Dr. Sharina and I have had several conversations talking about how, even her and I and other people, her patients are spending more time. They've had really beautiful spring. And so, we really have to protect your skin, and we will talk more about really what we need to be focusing on. But I don't know if you noticed that I'm calling you sometimes Miss Sharina, sometimes I'm calling you Dr. Sharina. So let's start with that, because there's a big difference. And we are, formally calling Dr. Sharina, because that is really, she is a doctor. And globally, that is a more common title that we associate with doctors. However, her formal title in UK is Miss Sharina Balaratnam. And so what's the difference between Miss and Doctor? Dr. Sharina is a member of Royal College of Surgeons. And so that title, Miss, is actually a formal title that's given to the surgeons in the UK. But for the sake of everyone recognizing the other title, I will try to refer to you for most of this as Dr. Sharina, but you can see that I'm already switching because I'm used to sometimes using Miss Sharina. So it really doesn't matter that much, but it is, she is a doctor. She's a member of Royal College of Surgeons. So I just wanted to point that out. So let's start talking about the products. What is your number one must-have product for the summer?
I believe the number one product that we should have full stop should be broad spectrum UVA, UVB protection, sun protection. We have a saying in the clinic, Katherine, that sometimes things are negotiable and sometimes they're non-negotiable. Okay. So in my word, this is a non-negotiable. It's compulsory. There we go.
Yes.
And I wanted to, I've got mine here.
So yours is old packaging, mine is new packaging. So we have converted to silver packaging for our sunscreen. So
that is so interesting.
Extreme Protect is the non-negotiable. So what is it that you're liking about it, and why are you recommending it to your patients?
So Katherine, that's a really good point. And going back to the, illustration of Miss versus Doctor and where that goes, I'm really comfortable with how you'd love to address me. We've become very good friends over the years. So the difference is I went to medical school and I graduated as a doctor, as a physician, and I always wanted to pursue a career in specializing in skin. So I chose my career training in plastic and reconstructive surgery. And during this time, I carried out burns reconstruction, and I also did a lot of work in skin oncology reconstruction, and that is specializing in working with skin cancers. So all of this has taught me so much about functional skin leading to the aesthetic result, and scar management as well. So that really goes, that is my holy grail. And I really do believe my passion completely lies in integrated skincare and integrated treatments for the skin to deliver best results. So when I really go back to 10, 15 years ago, when I used to practice in the National Health Service here in the UK, the one thing that really stood the test of time and what I believed in was the one thing that caused the skin cancer in the first place, which is the impact and influence of UV light. Ultraviolet radiation is all around us all the time. We've got UVA rays, which are the dull gray rays that we don't see on a day like this. And those rays can penetrate the clouds, the glass, our clothes, and they get not just on the surface of the skin, they go subsurface. And that's where we see a lot of cellular changes. We get changes to collagen, elastin, we get changes to pigment, we get changes to texture and tone over a period of time. And then we have UVB rays, so those bright, beautiful rays that bounce off your skin, give us that beautiful tan. And then ultimately, when we've had too much of it, we can also burn. And when we have too much of that, we can then develop, predisposition to skin cancers. So throughout my National Health Service training and my work, I always knew that sun protection was key. Now that I no longer operate, I have dedicated my entire career to non-surgical aesthetic treatments. That has just transmitted throughout my decades. So SPF is compulsory. I grew up in Malaysia for 18 years of my life, and the only sun protection we had was coconut oil. It was terrible. I come from that generation. And in Europe, many, many, many decades ago, they used to use olive oil, for example. So that's not going to help. So here in the clinic, SPF is an absolute compulsory. what I'm really interested in is the technology that is within different SPFs. And what intrigued me with the technology of Extreme Protect SPF 30 is learning about this magic sign, the extremozyme. And I'd love for you to tell everyone about extremozyme technology.
And
And when I opened the clinic 5 years ago, Katherine, we launched with 8 products. My team, who are all watching tonight, will vouch for that. 8 products only, because we needed to start somewhere. And the one product that I had, which was compulsory across all my patients, was EP30. And because of this technology, it works as a treatment, it works as a hydrator, it's got antioxidants, and it repaired the skin. It really did turn it backwards. And that's why for patients, I use it in the morning, and I also use it at night, because we're surrounded by all of these blue rays all around us all the time. More now that we're doing a lot of tech, we're doing a lot of digital, a lot of Zoom consultations. So I was fascinated by the technology that was used in your formulations. But I'd love for you to tell everyone about that.
And we're actually getting questions on this. Why would you use Extreme Protect? Someone said Eclipse, but it's actually the other sunscreen that we have. The one that you can use at night, in the morning and at night, is actually Extreme Protect SPF 30, the one that Dr. Sharina was just talking about. And the reason for it is that little sign that you see, the DNA sign, it contains a very unique technology of extremozymes that we borrow from plants that live in extreme weather conditions. And what it does, it helps to protect DNA. So it wraps around DNA like a bubble wrap and protects DNA from damage, but it's also capable of repairing already damaged DNA. And because at night is when most of the repair happens, if someone is a minimalist, they can actually use this sunscreen in the morning and at night, because as Dr. Sharina pointed out, this is not just your sunscreen. That is like almost an additional benefit. What this is an anti-aging, reparative moisturizer with a built-in broad spectrum UVA, UVB sunscreen with a sun protection of 30. So it's almost like a 4-in-1 product that you can use in the morning and at night. There was a question that came in, and I am reading your questions. So just so you know, and Dr. Sharina is talking, I'm looking at questions. There's a question that came in, what sunscreens have a tendency to break me out? What sunscreen would you recommend? And this is a very common question. What would be your recommendation, Dr. Sharina?
So that's a really good point. So majority of my patients, I love to get them on Extreme Protect SPF 30 for all those key benefits that you mentioned about. And I love that extremozyme technology. We really can see a reversal of a lot of signs of oxidative stress of the skin, morning and night. And what I will also say, just on that note, Katherine, if you don't mind, I make all my patients wear it on the neck, the chest, the décolletage, and also the back of the neck. Don't forget the back of the neck. And one of my estheticians, Lydia, who's watching right now, she did this fabulous video on demonstrating how to apply product. And she shows back of the neck, because we have a lot of patients who run and they're running in the morning. And when you have the morning sun beating against the neck, if you fast forward 5, 10, 15, 20 years, you're going to have a lot of aging at the back of the neck. So for me, the face doesn't stop here. It's here, here at the back, and back of the hands as well. Great things. For your patients who are a little bit more oily, greasy, they've got increased sebum production, maybe also during the summertime, I love the Eclipse. The Eclipse SPF 50 is perfect. And it's also much more lightweight. It doesn't go too greasy on the skin. Most patients tend to think, okay, if I'm stepping up to a 50, it's going to be really thick and it's going to make me look white and matte and chalky, which is a problem that I used to have with other SPF 50s in my time. But I love the fact that it doesn't even give me that. So for my acne patients who are comedogenic, that is the best for me, the Eclipse.
Absolutely. You said it all. With Eclipse, it's also, of the 2 sunscreens that we have, Eclipse SPF 50 plus is also water resistant up to 40 minutes. So when people are doing a lot of activities outside, outdoors, which we are now, we're running, hiking, biking, going to the beach, that is going to be a preferential one. And also, as you mentioned, if someone has oily skin or acne prone skin, people with acne are always terrified of using lotions, creams. They want something that is very light texture. Eclipse SPF 50 plus comes in, it's very lightweight, provides more of a sheer or semi-matte finish, but it also comes in clear, and then it comes in perfect tint beige. That gives you just a little color, enough to even out your skin to make your skin look healthier, but it feels very light on the skin. While the Extreme Protect SPF 30, as you mentioned, this is also that excellent sunscreen for those highly neglected areas. Like you said, your skin does not stop here. You know, the highly neglected areas that show the signs of aging is your neck, your décolleté, and your hands. And I used to have a medical clinic as well. And those were always, I would say, if you're going to use one product, if you're a complete minimalist, make sure it's Extreme Protect SPF 30. That you just don't apply it to just your face, apply it to your neck, décolleté, hands, and as you said, the back of the neck, the ears are also another area that people seem to forget about. And oftentimes, you know, men, you know, obviously they have short hair, women have their hair in a ponytail, and this area is exposed and they're forgetting to apply sunscreen to their ears. So that's another, you know, really area that you need to focus on. Okay, now moving on, I find that another non-negotiable during the summer is the copper firming mist. This is my favorite. So tell me, Dr. Sharina, how you're using it and what you like about it.
This one I can talk about. I've got so many things. I still want to talk about SPF 30 and 50, but I'm going to come back to that. So for the copper firming mist, where do I start? Most patients and most people tend to like water on their skin. It spritzes, it makes us feel cool, it makes us feel refreshed. And in the summertime, people like walking around with water mist because it makes them feel calmer, cooler, reduces inflammation. But for me, I love the copper firming mist because it's not just a nice mist. It's a fabulous mist. It's all about the ingredients within it itself. It's got hydration, it's got copper PCA. And I've learned so much about the ingredients within the formulations over a period of these 5 years. Copper PCA is fantastic for our patients. Even a patient today who called, and Simon answered the call. This was someone who is acneic. She's got oily skin. She's got milia. And this is perfect to regulate the sebum production. So that copper PCA was perfect for her. Copper, also great for collagen stimulation. It's also got another ingredient called resveratrol. Resveratrol, for those of you who don't know, is a fantastic anti-inflammatory. So if you think about us being alive around for a period of time, and for those of my patients traveling into London, lots of pollution, lots of smoke in London. So I love, oh, hang on, here's mine. There we go. This, I honestly carry this everywhere I go.
It feels so nice on the skin. This is what I use, you know, three, 4 times during the day. And it's also great for setting makeup. So, you know, makeup artists love it because in the morning when you put on your makeup, you just spritz it on and makes it stay on really well. So yes, all those benefits. And we have received a couple of questions about people, you know, being really prone to breakouts in the summertime.
Yes.
This will be excellent for it because of the copper, as Dr. Sharina mentioned, that is really also a very powerful antimicrobial. So it kills bacteria, kills virus. So it's really, really good for any kind of acne prone breakouts. Also feels very cooling on the skin. So for those of you, I see that there were a couple of questions that came in about rosacea. We'll talk about it more because that's me. I have rosacea. And I love this mist because it's very cooling and calming to the skin. And especially when it's hot, you're sweating more, you're out in the sun, using it a couple of times a day is excellent. Not to use it too often because this is a treatment spray. It's not like your Evian water that you can spritz, you know, every 5 minutes. This has a lower pH. We want for it to really treat the skin. So if you do it, you know, 3, 4 times a day, that's plenty. This is also great. It's in a travel size. So none of us are traveling probably quite yet, but we will be at some point. And this is the size that you can bring actually on your plane. And, you know, before the pandemic, I used to travel all the time. So this was always non-negotiable in that quart size bag that I had that I would bring with me on the plane. And because this air on the plane is so dehydrating, so we made it TSA friendly to ensure that you can bring it with you on the plane and you can use it when your skin is feeling kind of like really dull and tired to really rejuvenate and refresh your skin. So anything else that you would like to add to it?
I have so many things to add because I'm looking at all these fabulous comments. And Katherine, you and your training that you've done globally all over the world has left such an impact to my team because I can see that Saima is putting so many tips out there on how to dip your makeup brush in a little bit of the copper mist and, you know, give this strobing effect with the makeup. And there's some fantastic tips going on there.
Love that.
A lot of your audience is saying how much they love the product as well. So, you know, some lovely, lovely tips just going on with the audience. The other thing I want to mention from a medical point of view as well, you're absolutely right in saying this is a treatment and not just to go spritz, spritz, spritz throughout the day, because there are actives in these formulations. So we really need to be respectful. We have it, I have it in my clinic at my desk, because also at the end of the day, when I start my day, I use it in the middle of the day when you just feel that things are starting to drag your makeup, your look, you just spritz it and it brings it back to life again. And also with the type of makeup that we might be using, which also has hyaluronic acid, you know that water and water binds together and really brings out the best in your complexion and brings out that dewy glow. Same again at the end of the day. But what I also want to add from a medical point of view with our patients who are red, inflammation in their skin, rosacea, that sort of thing. When we have very extreme weather conditions here in the United Kingdom, because we have these extreme temperatures here too, over a period of lifespan with patients, as they go from rosacea in their 20s to 30s to 40s, and then maybe even postmenopausal, the redness becomes very thick stained. And when they go from indoors to outdoors, outdoors to in, that extreme change of temperature, the skin can't manage, and all of a sudden the redness gets fixed. So we say, keep this and spritz it as you go from in to out to in. It helps regulate the temperature of your skin. And I find when they use this throughout the day, that 3, maximum 4 times a day, our results are so much faster. So for redness control, this has been just exquisite.
Yes, I love that tip because it's so true. I've seen, this is why I said this is my non-negotiable, because I do have rosacea. I'm one of those people that you may not be seeing a flare-up. That's because I've been using this clinical products for 20 years now. But that is, you know, something that my skin is very sensitive to. So when it's hot, when it's, my skin has a tendency to turn red. And then, of course, the inflammation kicks in. And then, you know, I can get that flare-up of rosacea. So this copper forming mist, I love. So let's talk about this product. How many of you recognize this? This is the Hydra Intensive Cooling Mask. So I'm just curious, who is using Hydra Intensive Cooling Mask? Because this is another product that I absolutely love. I mean, look how light it is. It's a gel, so it feels really light on the skin, but it's super hydrating. So tell me, Dr. Sharina, how are you using it and in your clinic and personally, and what is it about this product that will be great for the summer specifically?
So beautiful product, absolutely luxuriously packed, an absolute sheer pleasure to even just open and just to feel and to smell. So from that oxytocin release, as you're having your Sunday night self-care treat, you know, this is an absolute bonus. So we just absolutely love that product. But when I think about the ingredients within the formulation itself, you've got packed full of antioxidants, you've got your, you can smell the rosemary, you can smell the licorice extract, you can actually, you know, gosh, you can almost feel it on your skin right now. Patients use it once, twice a week. And again, it's got that resveratrol. It's got all of those healing, Centella asiatica. It's got something called aloe barbadensis. Aloe barbadensis, we know, is the highest, purest form of aloe vera. We know that aloe vera is great for healing. It's great for wounds, and it's great for burns. So guess what? It's going to be great post-sun. So if you have someone, where we have someone who's just been out in the sun for a little bit too long and just feeling hot, and do you know what? We get hot in the shoulders too. This is a really nice one to soothe, calm, protect, you know, that extra burn, the extra heat. And it does it really, really fast, and it's super soothing. So I use it one aspect for that. Next aspect, we have introduced some time ago now, the at-home facials, and the at-home facials have been super. So, you know, this goes beautifully with another mask that you have called the Triactive Exfoliating Mask, which in my opinion prepares the skin beautifully for your Hydra Intensive Cooling Mask. And the two are what I call the perfect sisterhood. You know, they're the absolutely perfect sisterhood because you've got this nourishment of the skin. And in my opinion, I love going to sleep overnight. I went to sleep last night because I was preparing for some filming today. I'm preparing for you. So I went to sleep with this Hydra Intensive Cooling Mask. I woke up with this super dewy glow before my filming today. This is a funny story for you. I actually did my copper mist and I stood in front of the camera. Do you know what the cameraman said to me today, Katherine? He said, "Do you have any powder because you're glowing too much?"
Of course, the man is saying it, you know, glowing too much. Wow.
He said, "You need to dampen the glow." So, you know, this is one foolproof way to really get the glow on. And I've never been told to reduce the glow.
I know, that is funny. But yes, so this is that mask. What's so unique about it is that you can, you know, put it on and rinse it off after 5-10 minutes, or you can leave it on overnight. And I will tell you, with all the travel that I was doing, this was my another product that I always had to have with me, because I found that when I would put it on, especially after these long flights, or just when my skin is feeling tired, kind of dull, and after just a few minutes of having it on, my skin just kind of like soaks it in, where there's nothing really even for me to remove, because it just shows me, oh my gosh, I must have really needed all this hyaluronic acid and all those antioxidants that are in it, because it just soaked all of it on. And even now, look, I put it on my hands and you can't see it. Well, that tells me that my hands are dehydrated from all this excessive washing, because it just all went into my hands and you can't even see it on anymore. And this was just what, 3 minutes ago that I did that. So this is an excellent mask. And I also like the fact, Dr. Sharina, that you pointed out that it's great for sunburned skin. So for that individual who maybe got too much sun, not just on their face, but somewhere on, especially on the shoulders or anywhere there on the body, this is excellent. And I also wanted to point out, because we have quite a few questions that are coming in with people that are prone to breakouts, that all of our products are non-comedogenic. They're water-based. They are not going to cause breakouts. So oftentimes you can just go with textures, how the texture feels. So this mask is super light. Copper firming mist is a mist as well, that all skin types, they're designed for all skin types, all skin conditions, and all skin concerns. So this is a treatment. This is not something you would do every single day, right? How often would you recommend using the hydro-intensive cooling mask?
So for us in the clinic, I recommend for someone who's never used anything before and they're really embarking on our formulations for the very first time, and they're embarking on medical grade. That is what I really emphasize to someone. This just isn't cosmetic grade skincare. This is medical grade skincare. So the activity is very pure. You're going to get changes to the skin on a very cellular basis. And these are cellular changes that we desire. So they're not undesirable. So they're responses and they're not reactions. So there's nothing wrong with getting sometimes a positive change. And it's something that the patient may not be expecting, but that's a good thing. And that's why it's really important to have a consultation with yourself, with your healthcare practitioner, with your esthetician, with your Medispa consultant, with your surgeon, with your doctor, and really get back to what you're looking for. So with our patients who are starting that journey with us, and we're doing it all via Zoom consultation at the moment, Katherine, and we can see so much, I actually say, look, you're on a nice integrated skincare strategy already. And when you use your at-home facials, you know what? Start with once a week. Just get in with the program, fall in love with the programs, let it love your skin, let your skin love it. And then integrate your at-home facials once a week, slowly and steady. And if you feel you're doing well, then jump up to twice a week. And you know what? The longer you use these formulations, the better you're going to see your results in the long term. Katherine, we had a look at some Vizia results just yesterday with my two aesthetic nurses, Cheryl and Nicola. They wanted to go through some past results. And we looked at our patients from 5 years ago, which is when we launched, 5 years, and then now. And these women look like they've been frozen in time. And they look better. They looked healthier. Pore refinement, hydration, tightening, contouring. And it just goes to show they've all been on your formulations. They've been on what we call our hyper-personalized escalation protocols as well, with so many of those things. And I do have to say, preparation is key. Everyone needs to clean their skin. And I hope you don't mind, I've just brought that into play, because when you prepare the skin and you use everything, our patients are just looking healthier and younger. So I start with once a week, and then we go up to twice, and then they have to come in for a fire and ice. Full stop.
Absolutely. So fire and ice is our signature treatment. I also wanted to add, because you just said so many incredible things, Dr. Sharina, that our products are also safe for women who are pregnant and nursing. So this is, even though they're clinical strength, pharmaceutical grade, you get those quick results, but they're 95 to 98% botanically derived. So what you're smelling in the product is not a fragrance. It's not a synthetic. Those are the active ingredients that are in them. And that's why you get such quick results, but you don't get those adverse reactions. And I just have to say hello to Sabu, because I saw that he texted or commented several times. So hello, Sabu, I miss you. So now this is more of a treatment, but for everyday use, that is something that is very complementary to the hydro intensive cooling mask, is your Hydra Cool Serum. So can you tell us a little bit more, Dr. Sharina, about Hydrocool Serum and how that complements what we were just talking about?
So Hydrocool Serum was the first hydrator that we introduced into the clinic 5 years ago. We now have all your hydrators now because we need it. We see many more skin conditions and we know exactly where each and every one of them will sit. The beauty about Hydrocool, which I fell in love with when I tried it, it is super lightweight. It is very, very easy to put on and it just soaks into the skin. And what I love about Hydrocool also is freshness. You get this minty, menthol feeling. And there we go. You know, it's this beautiful sea blue color and it just soaks right up. And the thing is, it's very unusual as well, Katherine, for me to find a hydrator or a moisturizer that has ingredients that cause brightening at the same time. I don't know any other formulation that does hydration and brightening at the same time. So our patients will come back with a very minimalist regime, which is what I could justify at the time, with improvement in skin texture, tone, condition, lightening and brightening all at the same time. And I know you're going to tell us the ingredients. And the other thing to mention is that we lose 1% of collagen, 1% of elastin, hyaluronic acid every single year of our life. And when we're exposed to too much sunlight, look at the summer we are going to have, we're going to dehydrate as well. And then we're going to go through menopausal changes and we're going to dehydrate even more. So when you use a hyaluronic acid, it's almost replacing like for like on the skin. But I always say the key thing is internal hydration. We have to increase the amount of oral intake. And I say to patients, when you use Hydrocool, increase the amount of water and you're going to get a much more juicy result because Hydrocool is a humectant. It is scavenging for water deep down inside. So it's a water hunter, I call it. And you just give yourself a couple of weeks with internally and externally working that way. Our patients actually end up looking really, not even just dewy, they look juicy, Katherine.
I love the juicy. And Hydrocool is getting lots of love because I'm reading all of your comments and so many of you have so many tips and you are so right. So I'm going to mention a few of them because they're very, very common. You can mix Hydrocool Serum with a bit of foundation for that really dewy, juicy look, as you said, that very glowy look. And that's what makeup artists oftentimes will do. You can also mix it with CI Serum Advanced Plus to plump the skin around the eye. Someone mentioned that comment, that tip. Thank you for mentioning it because I actually forgot about that myself. So I'm going to be doing that one, especially now in the summer when I want something lighter. But it's also very cooling. So it's also fantastic for men after shaving. So our products are not just for women. They're gender neutral. If you look at the packaging, anyone can use this. There's nothing about this product that looks feminine. It doesn't smell flowery. It doesn't smell, doesn't have a scent. It smells very minty, very fresh, but men love using it after shaving because it helps to reduce the razor burn. It contains an ingredient called mushroom extract that is a derivative of kojic acid. So not only does it hydrate and cools the skin, but mushroom extract is also very powerful antimicrobial. So a few of you, I noticed, asked that you cannot apply a moisturizer because you have acne-prone skin. They always make you break out. This is such a common concern globally. This is our go-to moisturizer for acne-prone skin. Literally, it is like a drink of water for your skin. It's great, obviously, everyone tells you hydrate, 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 drink plenty of water. Well, that's great for your body, but by the time it gets to your skin, that skin needs that extra boost that you get from hyaluronic acid. And that's why, as you mentioned, Dr. Sharina, that hyaluronic acid is so, so important. So this is a go-to moisturizer for acne patients. You can use it morning and night over your active serum, over your Pro-Heal Serum Advanced Plus. This is also excellent for sunburned skin. So again, that Hydra Intensive Cooling Mask can be something that maybe you do once or twice a week, while Hydrocool Serum is your everyday drink of water for your skin. All right, so let's not forget, because we're getting a lot of questions I'm noticing about vitamin C and antioxidants. So of course, we have 3 incredible antioxidants that we will now cover. And I'm sure most of you, or a lot of you, if not all of you, are using one of these already. And if you're not, this is a must-have product, and we'll explain why not just during the summer, but really a must-have product in any regimen, no matter what your concern is, no matter what your skin type is. So we have the fabulous Pro-Heal Serum Advanced Plus, we have the Super Serum Advanced Plus, and we have Gen-X C Serum. So all 3 of them are serums. They're very lightweight. And of course, most of our products, I do also want to mention another very unique point of difference about our products is loaded with antioxidants and loaded with active ingredients. So if you look at the products, most of them will treat at least 3 to 5 different skin concerns, ranging from, pigment to acne to providing antioxidant protection. So we're just going to focus on these 3 today because we have, limited time. We can't cover every single product. But I also want to, before we go into them, because I just thought about it, Dr. Sharina, she is so well known. She has spoken at many conventions, many conferences. She's very well known, not just in UK, but globally. What was so interesting is when I came into your clinic for the first time, our brand was the only brand that Dr. Sharina was carrying. I kept saying, where are your other products? Did you put them away because you knew I was coming? And she goes, no, your brand was the only brand, is the only brand that I'm carrying at that time. So, so tell me which, of those, let's start with Pro Heal Serum Advanced Plus, because this seems to be everyone's. We're getting a lot of questions about Pro Heal Serum Advanced Plus. So we will start with that one. When do you recommend it? What do you like about it? How do your patients use it?
I love everything about it. It was, you're going to keep hearing it, that was the first one we brought into the clinic again. So to be really selective, when I looked across the board at a number of patients that were initially coming into the practice, they all had facial redness, a little bit of inflammation, a little bit of irritation, and they all had a little bit of sun damage. We all are going to get that in our time. So when I looked at the ingredient formulations across your antioxidants at the time, antioxidants, again, non-negotiable, compulsory. Everybody needs one to manage the free radical stress. I selected Pro Heal Serum because it's got that. It's packed full of antioxidants. It's got my 15% vitamin C, which is the strength that I need to get good quality results that I can see and measure in my Visia and that patients can see on their skin. I also had the benefit of using it pre my clinic launch, and I just saw the results immediately, Katherine. The other thing about Pro Heal Serum that it's also got, it's got the built-in anti-inflammatory with it. And that was really key at minimizing the redness, the rosacea, the inflammation and irritation in the skin. And I could guarantee patients that, and I can guarantee them now in just a 6-week skin cycle, that they're going to get that redness reduction. And we have managed to see redness reduction just with your serum even faster than when we did lasers. So I use Pro Heal Serum for all of our patients, almost like a preparation and a treatment in its own right, or even before other procedures that they have in their clinic. Vitamin C, as we know, lightens, brightens, and tightens the skin. It lightens the skin because it also works with a pigment reduction as well. It also works with collagen production. So it's a great formulation to use as patients embark on their scar management. But if I'm looking for something more specific to scar management or something more positive aging or anti-aging as we refer to it, then that's when Super Serum would come into play. Super Serum, slightly different formulation. It doesn't have the anti-inflammatory built into it, but it's got our copper tripeptide growth factor. There we go. Thank you so much. And copper tripeptide growth factor, and I want to say a big shout out to Dr. Charlene DeHaven here, because I've learned so much from her over the years. And before I even met her, our distribution team here in the United Kingdom, Alana Chalmers, and all of the team at Harper Grace, they introduced me to all the clinical papers, because we doctors are very cynical and we want to see the science, we want to see the fact. And I said, Alana, I need to see the facts. And she said, I'll produce you whatever you want. And she had every clinical paper that Dr. DeHaven and your team over there in the States, and Brian Johns, your founder and CEO, had in terms of the final formulations. And I was blown away at all the details. So when I've learned so much about that copper tripeptide growth factor, it's going to stimulate collagen formation. It's going to turn the skin around. So I prepare the skin pre-laser treatments and pre-injectables with Super Serum. Where I see them fall into play also is that everyone will benefit from an antioxidant.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. So for those of you, this is everyone watching, listen to this. Pro Heal Serum Advanced Plus has been my go-to product for over 20 years because of my rosacea. And rosacea, of course, there's a lot of inflammation, irritation, redness. So I experience all of those, and especially in a hotter climate. In the summertime, my skin is even more prone to flare-ups. But we also get it because you mentioned also earlier, Dr. Sharina, that the sun rays and the sun and the heat, those are just kind of older environmental aggressors. Now we also are dealing with pollution, and we are dealing with so much more blue light because we are all sitting in front of our computers, in front of our phones. I mean, look what we're doing now. So that causes inflammation as well. That leads to free radical damage. So Pro-Heal Serum Advanced Plus is our most powerful anti-inflammatory. And look how easy we made it for you. It's orange. Both Super Serum Advanced Plus and Pro-Heal Serum Advanced Plus are orange. That means you apply them in the morning. So because you want that, and in the morning you want to protect. So you want to protect from UV damage with antioxidants. At night is when you want to renew, and you also want to repair. So this is why exfoliating products, products that repair should be used primarily at night, while products that are protecting the skin should be applied in the morning. And somebody asked, why would you want to apply vitamin C? Why vitamin C is important, even when you're using sunscreen, or can you use it in place of the sunscreen? And the general rule is why, and I think some of it you already covered, so please add on to what I'm going to say, Dr. Sharina, is that think of your vitamin C, and especially you have to look at different forms of vitamin C. The form that we are using, it's a very advanced L-ascorbic acid form, which is the easiest absorbed by the skin, the one that provides continuous time-release delivery of vitamin C to the cell. What does that mean? That means that it's not just putting all the vitamin C all at once, because it would get reabsorbed by the body and you would not get the benefit, but it continues to deliver it for hours to come from just one application. And why that is so important is because most people, two reasons. Most people put on their sunscreen just once in the morning, and most people don't apply enough of the sunscreen. You're supposed to use 1 teaspoon of sunscreen on your face. Take your teaspoon, put the sunscreen on it, and you'll see that you are most likely not applying that. 1 tablespoon for your face, neck, and décolleté. And if you're doing your whole body, 1 shot glass. So statistically speaking, yes, so basically you'd be using this much sunscreen. Statistically speaking, they found that when the scientists conducted studies, is that people are using about quarter, 25% of what they should be applying. So this is why using vitamin C, especially in the form that we are using, in that advanced plus form that provides the continuous delivery, is so important. So whether it's Pro-Heal or Super Serum Advanced Plus, you can't go wrong. One is anti-aging, that's your Super Serum Advanced Plus, as you mentioned, Dr. Sharina, and the other one, it really heals and really reduces the inflammation. So texture is a little bit different, but you can't go wrong with either product. So did you want to add anything to why it's so important to use antioxidants in addition to the sunscreen? And they don't replace the sunscreen, correct?
Absolutely. They don't replace the sunscreen at all. As I said, sunscreen is your non-negotiable. And if everyone goes home with that fact today, we've done our job. But what I want to say is scientifically proven. We know that that fusion and that combination of using a vitamin C as an antioxidant layered with your SPF, broad spectrum UVA, UVB, is what we call the ideal photo protection for your skin. And the two go hand in hand. So I really compliment the use of them together. But really getting it on the skin, we need to think about preparing the skin. So I will always go back to the cleansing and the cleaning regime. So I have this analogy when I do my laser work, Katherine: clean the glass so the light can get in. So we need to clean the glass, which is the skin, with our cleansing complex. And I know that we'll talk about that one another time, because it's got your exfoliants and it's got your glycolic and your salicylic acid to remove all the dead skin. So I definitely encourage everybody who's going on to Pro-Heal and vitamin C's and going on to SPFs to clean the glass so that the products can get in. That would be really, really key. The other thing I want to add also, the reason I have it here is everybody forgets that reapplication is really, really key. And especially when we're on the beach or when we're on holiday one day, do carry this in your backpack, your rucksack, and reapply it, because it will only last for a few hours. It will last much longer if you've got vitamin C on your skin. But I just wanted to share that fact too. Absolutely. I'm so glad that you added that. The sunscreen should be applied every 2 to 3 hours. So, think about it. Especially if you're on the beach, there's no reason you should not be doing it. It's much harder when we're, working during our regular days, because if I apply it in the morning, I'm not going to go and wash my face 2 or 3 hours later, redo my makeup and apply, sunscreen. So that's why antioxidants provide that boost
of antioxidant protection to your skin. But someone asked, and I would like for us to answer that, because that's a very common question that I get very frequently. Can I combine and use the ProHeal, you know, with Super? We recommend just one treat product at a time. So it's a very simple regimen of cleanse, treat, with just one product in the morning and at night, hydrate and protect. So it's 4 steps to healthy skin. Combining them, it could be just too active, too irritating. You also don't want to add unnecessary inflammation or irritation or redness to your skin. So we just stick to one, either ProHeal Serum Advanced Plus or Super Serum. Sometimes it's also seasonal. ProHeal feels a little more oily because of the vitamin E and olive leaf extract. So maybe you prefer it in the wintertime. Super Serum feels lighter on the skin, more watery. So maybe you prefer that one in the summertime. So that's one, you know, big point of difference. But let's move on to Genex C serum. This is our newest serum. And tell me, Dr. Sharina, how you're using that one and when are you recommending it?
Well, personally, I'm currently using for my nighttime regime, Catherine, but let's talk about you too.
Yes,
I love it.
That is my regime.
Isn't it so unique? Because this one is so unique. It's like water. It's very unlike all your other formulations that you have. But what blows me away about Genex C is, once again, it's the technology and the science behind that. So here we have not just your 15% vitamin C, we have a 20% vitamin C. So we've got 3 antioxidants all built into one. We've got your 20% vitamin C, we've got your superoxide dismutase, which again, a fantastic anti-inflammatory. And then I love hearing about things like kakadu plum. And I learn all these fantastic things about how it releases so much more vitamin C than anything else that we've ever known. So we learned so much, and it also has this built-in extremozyme technology, which is the same technology that you have in the EP30. So for me, the way I look at Genex C is everybody needs Genex C, who has already been on ProHeal, who's already been on Super Serum. So we like to take our patients next level. So all of our patients, when we introduced Genex C to our patients at an event last November with IS Clinical, they loved it. They were ready for it. They were primed, they were prepared, go. But the other way that anybody needs Genex C is, the way I look at it, it's like a Benjamin buttoning effect. If you want to actually reverse time and you want to see changes in your skin, that's the one I want to go to as well. So for me, we need to have a great consultation, whether we use it for morning regimes or whether we use it for nighttime regimens. I personally am currently using this for my nighttime regimen, and it is all I need because it just hits the spot.
I love your analogy. I love how you describe it, because that's exactly what it does. So this is, my ProHeal is my go-to in the morning to reduce that inflammation, but Genex C serum is my go-to at night too. I'm a minimalist, but I am very consistent. So it's kind of like that. Think of it because of the you mentioned so many of the active ingredients that are in it, because of that high concentration of active ingredients and that synergistic effect of all of them working together. Think of this as that multivitamin for your skin, that superfood for your skin. And what it does, it's basically in 2 words, age prevention. So for all of you watching who are young, who have beautiful skin, this is a product that's going to maintain that. For those of you who maybe are already seeing some signs of aging or, you know, discoloration, have multiple concerns, this is going to be the product that's going to reverse that aging process and really bring your skin back to youth. And when I say to youth, meaning that it's going to bring your skin back to the healthiest state that it can be. And usually that's the state that we associate with, you know, baby skin, young skin. It's only in our teenage years that we start seeing, you know, problems with acne, with, you know, maybe larger pores, blackheads, and so on. So this is really going to reverse it because of the very unique technology of gene technology combined with those powerful antioxidants, combined with, you know, the very unique technology of extremozymes that we talked about earlier. So I love this serum. I will tell you the biggest thing that I noticed, you're right, you don't feel it on the skin. You put it on and it doesn't tingle. It feels very light, but is that my skin just became healthier and healthier. And after a couple of weeks of using it, my skin just started glowing. And even when I'm sick, when I'm not feeling well, maybe I haven't gotten enough sleep, my skin still looks super healthy. So this is, but like you said, it's very important to do a skin consult. So we cannot really be recommending it here. This is very important for you individuals, for the audience, to find a clinic. So many of them are doing virtual consultations. You know, you're doing virtual consultations via Zoom. That's become very popular, to really have that one-on-one consultation. So that way the regimen could be really customized to your specific needs, to your skin type and your skin concerns. So last but not least, we need to cover pigmentation because we've received so many questions, people asking, you know, what should I be using in the summertime for pigment? Because most things you cannot use. And obviously I'm spending more time in the sun. So we are going to talk, we have you covered. We already were going to talk about this anyway. So now that I've seen so many questions coming in about specifically about pigment irregularities, this is your go-to white lightening complex. So Dr. Sharina, if you can talk about this product and how one would use it, when would they use it? And obviously the pigment is the biggest benefit from using this product, but it also works in other ways. So if you can cover a little bit more on white lightening complex.
Be delighted to. So what we see during the summertime, Katherine, is our patients are outdoors. And for the last few months, our patients have been not just outdoors, but spending more time in the garden and outdoors more than ever, myself included. So what we are actually seeing by Zoom consultations and by telephone calls that I've been having with patients is an increasing amount of pigmentation. And in summertime, that is only going to progress as well. If we start to see pigment already showing externally, it means throughout all the layers of the skin, it's already started from deep within. So what we're seeing at the top is due to the influence and impact of something that's been happening for a very long time. So I love white lightening and complex in the morning, and I love white lightening serum in the evening. And I like them both as a pair because they go hand in hand. And the reason being, my white lightening complex has got exfoliators. It's got exfoliators to actually remove the extra dead skin, glycolic and salicylic acid. It's got ingredients within that to work on all 5 reasons that we develop pigmentation, all 5 causes of pigmentation. And that's really, really key as well, because the number 1 cause, step 1 in the cause of pigmentation is inflammation. And that's very important. So I very frequently combine ProHeal serum with white lightening complex in the morning. They go hand in hand as well very nicely. And now in the summertime, I encourage all of our patients who are pigment prone and all of our patients who have pigmentation to be on white lightening complex and serum. The next thing we need to think about also is what's going to happen after the summer in the autumn winter. We do a lot of depigmenting treatments such as the PicoSure laser and the Icon laser as well. And so all these formulations, my cleansing complex, my ProHeal serum, my white lightening complex, daytime, my white lightening serum in the evening, they are preparing our patients for the autumn. So this is a treatment for the summer in preparation also for what's to come.
Absolutely, and the huge benefit with white lightening complex and white lightening serum, as Dr. Sharina pointed out, is that, again, these products are hydroquinone free. So you can use them. They're designed to be used all year round. With the white lightening complex that contains those 5, addresses all 5 pathways of pigment production, you pretty much have everything. So this is for your go-to for all of your pigment concerns, be it melasma, chloasma, hyperpigmentation. It does have anti-inflammatories, it has antioxidants, it's vitamin C. It also has a built-in moisturizer. So with this, it treats and hydrates with just 1 product. So you don't even need just a broad spectrum sunscreen. And this you can use in the morning or at night, but for an individual that is coming in with specifically pigment is their primary concern. I love that regimen that you recommended, Dr. Sharina, with white lightening complex in the morning and then white lightening serum, which is a lighter concentration exfoliator that you would use at night. So it kind of serves as a targeted booster. So if someone has darker spots somewhere, they can even apply that white lightening complex just to those spots in the morning and then follow it with applying white lightening complex all over the face. And I can't stress it enough that it's really important to educate everyone out there that this product is supposed to, or these products are supposed to be used all over the face, because so often my patients, and I'm sure you've heard this too, will say, well, I just have discoloration here on my cheeks, so should I be applying this product just to my cheeks? And I would always say no. You want to apply it because of all the additional benefits of smoothing the texture of the skin, of brightening, tightening the appearance of pores. So it's going to do so much more than just treat that discoloration that you have here. So it's important to apply them in the morning all over the face, and to follow with the broad spectrum sunscreen. So we have time for one last product, because we've talked about the face, we've talked about neck, décolleté, and hands. One area we have not covered is the lips. So let's finish off with talking about, this is not just actually during the summer, so this is all year round. But I know you love the lip product, so if you can maybe talk a little bit about our youth lip products.
So, Catherine, I don't know any girl in England that has not got a problem with dry lips. Let's face it, you know, we all get dry lips, especially in the winter time, but we also get dry lips in the summertime when we get dehydrated. The skin of the lips is very similar to the skin of the face. It has a natural exfoliation process in its own right. The problem is we don't treat it like how we do the skin of the face. We generally don't go into a habit of cleaning our lips. Instead, we put more things on it to combat the signs of aging or combat the signs of dehydration. So we're continuously adding, and then we're wearing lipsticks and we're wearing lots of other things. So I actually think it's one of the most neglected areas. And the other thing we think about it is we then lose volume, we lose hydration, we lose all of those things. So what do we really need to do? Go back to basics. So the priming of the lips, I love your lip scrub. I have to say the polish is absolutely divine. And so we prepare the lips with your lip polish, and then we bring in the lip elixir. Love the lip elixir. Again, you know, you've got your hyaluronic acid, you've got your microspheres in there to deliver it. I have actually seen patients with a slightly more redefined border of the lip after using this for a period of time. And, you know, so everything that you say is true. And this is also one for my handbag. I use it all the time.
I do too.
And, you know, this brush is just nice and soft and gentle on the lips as well. So where there has been a bad habit of pulling the skin of the lips, that is an absolute no-no. Something like this is absolutely divine.
Absolutely, and I love it. So I'm like you. I actually use it, you know, twice a day. Sometimes I mean, in the morning and at night. I love it as a primer for before I apply my lipstick, and then oftentimes midday, if I just need to kind of refresh and feel my lips are getting a little bit dry, then I'll kind of dab a small amount of it again. But this product is very much pro health. So basically, you know, that when you said that you notice a difference in the border of the skin, improving the border of the skin, plumping the skin, it's doing it in a healthy way. So it doesn't have any ingredients in it that are going to cause, it's just temporary plumping, but that are actually, you know, kind of not healthy for the skin, not good for the skin. So use lip elixirs really all year round. So we covered so much, Dr. Sharina. We could talk for hours because we're both super passionate about skincare and we're super passionate about this brand. But hopefully, you know, we'll be able to do this again and answer more questions. We are so happy that this has been such an interactive session and that so many questions and so much feedback and so much love for our products has come through. I've tried to read as many of them and cover as many of them as I could. And again, those questions that were not covered, they will be covered either directly, you know, with our PR team who took notes on all the questions, or we will cover them during the next live Q&A. So thank you so much, Dr. Sharina, for joining me. It was such a pleasure, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, and I hope all of you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Catherine. You take care, and I'll see you again soon.
Bye everyone.
Good night.